Hello, everyone watching. We had a few messages requesting our processes when doing our numbers for properties. So we're going to do one on a single family home that we have not only purchased, rented, owned for a couple years now. We're going into our second year, and we're just going to talk about the numbers on purchases, renos, rents, monthly expenses, and then the refi numbers. First thing we're going to talk about is the purchase price. We were very fortunate to be able to purchase this property and pick it up $74,000. The down payment was 20% of that because it is a rental property for us and we wouldn't be residing in it. That number came out to $14,800. Closing costs, so that's transfer taxes, closing out anything, and getting your lawyer involved. We're very fortunate with who we use here locally, and it was $1,800. So our total numbers out just to fund the purchase of this property was $16,600 out of pocket. Start to move on to what our monthly expenses are. This home is a 2-bed, 1-bath, single family home, as you can see from the pictures leading into the video. And it was a smaller home, approximately 850 square feet. So we get our monthly mortgage payment, our property taxes. Our mortgage term on this was a 25-year at around 5.6% interest, give or take. So we have our mortgage, our property taxes, insurance, and water and sewer, as we are not on well and septic. And our total numbers out were $760.37. The first tenant we placed in here, when we first purchased it, we rented this for $1,100. They had to take care of their heat and lights, snow removal, and take care of the yard as well. Once we took the monthly rent, the monthly expenses, we came to a gross profit monthly of $339.63. We had closed on this property in January of 2023, and so we had to hold off on most of the bigger renovations we were going to do, which was roof, siding, and leveling of the house. This house does not sit on a foundation like a slab or a basement. It has like a crawl space area. So to get proper leveling after some heaving due to ice in our climate here in New Brunswick, the home needed to be leveled, especially on one corner. So the total of the roof, siding, and leveling came to $25,700 out of pocket. So that's the cash we put in to do those renovations. We were very fortunate that we had an after repair value after we had a bank do an appraisal for us to set up our refinance. And we got an appraisal of $150,000. That had just taken place in September of 2024. And we were very happy to be able to pull out 80% of that money. When you do a refinance, a cash out refinance, you do obviously have to readjust your numbers for monthly expenses. Not much had changed because it was only a year later. So it's really our mortgage payment that had increased. Property taxes had stayed the same year after year. Our insurance and our water and our sewer. So our new mortgage term, when pulling out 80% of that 150, ended up being on a 30-year term with RBC, and we were able to drop the interest rate to 5.1%. The other thing that we were able to do when a tenant had moved, our first tenant had moved approximately December of 2023, our rent had actually went from $1,100 to $1,300. And even though we've gone through another tenant after that, we did keep it at the $1,300. So we feel we're at a good spot right now with that, because we're probably able to get a little bit more rent as our market has increased even more. So with our new total in of $1,300 in rent and our new expenses at $1,048.37, it gave us a new monthly amount of $251.63 per month. Not life-changing amount of money for this home, but that covers all expenses for the month, and our yearly amount we get for this property is $3,019.56. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to erase these bottom numbers to show you what the cash out refinance amount is. And this is what we really love about this property, and we've been able to successfully do this with around the relatively the same amount of percentage of return on 3 of our other properties so far. And that is showing that the after repair value was again appraised. The building was appraised at $150,000, 80% of $150,000 for us to be able to pull out. The bank gave us $120,000. From the original mortgage and purchase price minus our down payment, we had an existing mortgage that we had to pay out at approximately $59,200. There was some mortgage pay down over the year that we had it, maybe a couple $1,000s, but just for the easy math, that amount had to be paid out to our existing mortgage company for RBC to take over the mortgage. There was a slight penalty as well, couple hundred, or about $1,000, $1,500, because it was a smaller mortgage. So we were left from the $120 and the $59,200 owing. We were left $60,800 cash deposited into our bank account. So if we then take our purchase price totals, which was out-of-pocket cash $16,600, and our renovation cost of $25,700, we had a total out purchase and renovation of $42,300. So if we take the $60,800 cash minus the $42,300 that we had to take out of our pocket, we were actually able to not only recapture what we put into the property, we were also able to take an additional $18,500 cash into our bank account to be able to be deployed to help renovate or purchase another property. That is how we buy properties and finance our properties and renovations. And we've been very successful over a short period of time. Thank you so much for watching.